Welcome to episode 2 of the Greek Americans podcast. On this episode, I'm joined by one of my best friends, Christina, to discuss her experience as a Greek American living in Thessaloniki. I hope you guys enjoy listening to us, and thanks for tuning in. I love coming to your house.
You're welcome anytime. My mom loves you.
Remember last time I came to your house and you cooked gluten-free for me?
And no one wanted it.
And no one
but
wanted
us.
it.
It's okay.
And your dad was like, what is
He's
this?
like, I'm not eating this. Then I have to.
Yeah.
Is it recording?
It's recording, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Always.
Yeah, we can start.
Okay.
So you decided to go to Greece for your master's. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, so I actually, postgraduate, so I went to Rutgers, and when I graduated from Rutgers, I had the opportunity to apply to a fellowship program in Greece. So that's the initial reason of why I ended up going after graduation. And I loved it so much that after the 1-year program ended, I extended it into a 2-year program, extended that, and while I was there, I had the opportunity to start my master's in tourism and hospitality management.
What school?
So I was working at the American College of Thessaloniki in Thessaloniki, Greece.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great opportunity because I had always wanted to get a master's degree. So my undergrad degree was in HR, so human resources, and I had a double minor in psychology and modern Greek studies. And the ACT, American College of Thessaloniki, offered 2 programs, master's programs, the Master's in Tourism and Hospitality and an MBA. And growing up, we used to go to Paros all the time, and my tia had a hotel there, so I always had an interest in the behind the scenes of what it takes to run a hotel. And I'm a very big people person. I love to travel. I love hospitality and all of that. So I thought it would be a really great match with my undergrad degree as well. So that's how I started it.
That's cool. That's great. Obviously you're Greek American, so Greece is an obvious choice to go. I just want to know, as a Greek American, is it as great as it sounds, like living in Greece? I always romanticize it. I think like moving to Greece would be amazing. I always say that I want to do it. I never do it. I know so many Greek people that say it, but you actually did it. Like, you went to Greece, you studied there, you lived there. Is it as great as people say?
It is, and it was. So as a Greek American, I think that a lot of people do romanticize it, as you put it. Everyone compares their time. Those who are fortunate enough to travel and spend their summers in Greece have a very specific idea of what Greece is like. So they see it from almost a vacationer's perspective.
That's true.
If that's even the right word.
Because we go there for vacation.
Exactly. You're seeing your family, you're out in the paralia, going to the beach every day, you're sipping on your café, the nightlife, hanging out with your cousins and the local kids you've gotten to know throughout the years.
Yeah.
Going there, so I didn't know anyone going into this program. And so my family is from Central Greece. My dad is from Loutraki in Corinth, and my mom is from Larissa, but we had family in Athens. So our family vacations consisted of going to Athens and going to Loutraki, and then, as I mentioned before, the hotel in Paros. So I really didn't have a connection to northern Greece at all. And my connection with Thessaloniki is that I was a study abroad student at ACT back in college. I spent the summer program, I did a summer semester abroad through Rutgers, through the Modern Greek Studies program. And I fell in love with the city because it's a magnificent city. It's truly where East meets West.
Yeah.
There's so much history. You've got the Ottoman, the Byzantine, the Roman, the Greek. It's layer upon layer, and I think that makes it truly unique. because you go to Athens and it's like a Timendopoli. I don't know how to say it.
Don't shit on Athens. No, it's true. Thessaloniki has a different charm.
It's a different charm. It's different vibes. It's very halara, as the Greeks will say, which means laid back, chill. And I think that matched it matched me better than Athens. I consider myself a very laid back individual, and I think that's also why I wasn't too fond on staying and working in New York and kind of being with just the constant go, and I loved it.
The thing I like about Thessaloniki is that it's more spread out than Athens.
Yes,
Athens
exactly.
is very, like, everybody's kind of on top of each other. At least that's what I get from it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, so having experienced Athens as well, you do have the different areas, the different neighborhoods, Gitonias in Athens. Thessaloniki is, I mean, the same thing you have going on in Thessaloniki with, you know, Anopoli and Tumba, Kalamaria. Like you have, and the Kedro, you have different areas, but it is all connected, and it's a very manageable city. I would describe it as very manageable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You do a lot of walking in Athens, but the same thing in Thessaloniki.
Yeah.
And I had met plenty of people come and visit me during my time there, and within 2 days you had seen the city.
Yeah.
And it just has its own charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it hard as a Greek American to adjust and live amongst Greek people? Because I go to Greece every summer and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely American. Or at least I'm a Greek American. So I feel different, even though we have a lot of similarities with Greek people. I do think Greek Americans were different. We just have our own kind of culture. We've created a different kind of culture here.
For sure.
So I just want to know, like, did you fit into the Greek community? Did you meet a lot of Greek Americans? How was your adjustment period?
So wherever you go, moving to a new place, there always is going to be that adjustment period for you. You know, new people, new job, new house. So like I said, I didn't know anyone going into this. So there was that initial adjustment period of just being in a new environment, which was the same thing that my friends here were experiencing. You know, straight out of college, starting new jobs. Everyone was going through almost the same experience. However, I felt like mine was a little escalated in the sense that not only was I going through this adjustment period of not being a student anymore, I was truly on my own. I had the whole cultural aspect on top of me. So I would say that I grew up very Greek American. I mean, I grew up in a Greek household. We speak Greek. You know, we grew up going to church. Like you said, the Greek Americans we're our own breed.
Yeah.
I will forever be the Amerikaniki, like always.
In Greece.
Yeah. In Greece, I'll forever be the Amerikaniki. Yeah. I mean, my Greek did improve.
Amazing.
Tremendously.
Like, your Greek is so good. I'm so jealous. I want to speak Greek that well. I just have an accent. I can't get rid of my accent.
I mean, some things you just have to work on. I still have an accent. You understand that I'm not from Greece, but sometimes they'll just think I'm like from a Chorgio in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, "Oh, you sound." I see, yeah. So, I definitely am a Greek American, and the Greeks realize it. But
was there a language barrier? Like when you went to Greece, were you like, was it hard for you to adjust to speaking Greek all the time? Because for me, I get exhausted sometimes speaking only Greek, and I'm like, oh my God, English is just easier, obviously. Yeah. So I just want to speak English.
No, that completely makes sense because it is I'm not going to say for us, Greek was our mother tongue, quote unquote, but this is our language. We speak English every day. We read, we write, it's what we're surrounded by. And I think for me, what made it different was the fact that I was working in an international setting. So having study abroad at ACT. I ended up getting a job there, the fellowship position, and my office was truly bilingual. I had coworkers who were actually Greek American, which was great because they knew how had the same upbringing. You know, my parents were born in Greece. They were immigrants. They came to America very young, though. Albeit we still had, you know, the Greekness in our household, so to speak. And it was really nice having them. I had two siblings who worked in the office, Maria and Theo, and they grew up in California in the Bay Area, and they went to Greece when they were in high school, stayed there, and they became, you know, my buddies. They became my family away from home. We just vibed on a different level because, again, we'll forever be the Americanaya because we have some type of connection to the States.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it was just it was an adjustment. And to this day, you know, because I was working in a bilingual environment, you know, whatever came out was how the sentence was coming out. Half Greek, half English, you know. There were days where I would just speak all Greek and I would have to throw in that English word or so and like this and that. And it was funny because I'm like, pick a language.
But our parents do that here in America.
Exactly.
They don't get that.
Exactly. And just, I think, because everywhere outside of work, I was speaking Greek. But at the same time, I did have coworkers who, you know, spoke English, so I felt comfortable. I did feel comfortable.
That's good.
Yeah.
I know the lifestyle in Greece is different. I know you said that you are more halari, and I feel that too because I'm really chill. I think.
You are.
But how was the change in like what people talk about? You know, what is more important to them? Was that different? Did you feel like, oh, my interests are different than people in Greece?
I think if you take a Greek American or an American and stick them in Greece, everything just slows down. You know, something that I really like about the Greeks in general is that they prioritize their family and their friends and spending time with them. Whereas here, you know, I feel like you're at work all day, you're tired, it's very hard to go out after work and go for drinks or go for coffee and spend time with your friends. People do it.
No, we're definitely more isolated here than in Greece, for sure. I mean,
my schedule was insane. I was working, because I worked in untraditional horario, like a schedule. I was working 9 to 4 and I would come back for an hour. I was tutoring English. I would go to the tutoring center, the students that I was tutoring. I would go back to school for classes because I was taking night classes, and I would still manage to go out for a drink with my friends the next day.
I would never do that.
You know, after work, all my coworkers were going out for coffee, and you know, people do have families, but they prioritize that whole the social aspect, which I really like.
I
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. I mean, I 100% agree. I see it when I go on vacation, but I just know, like, from Greek people that I know in Greece, family members, it's just a different lifestyle. I mean, here, you can take months to see your family. In Greece, most people live very close to their family anyway. And they go to hang out with their family on the weekends.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's definitely different. But I think the difference is you appreciate it more. I think in America it's like go, go, go. So when you go over there and you're doing something that you like, you start to appreciate life a bit more. But I think so. America will have to change at some point, or the United States at least. How many years have you been there now?
So I was doing the fellowship for 2 years, and then during that time I had started my master's program, and then I extended that, so it was a little over 2.5 years. So
that's great. That's a while.
Yeah, and You know, it's a running joke. I went there with a one-way flight, and I'm actually going to visit some of my friends and my family this week. I'll only be there for a month. Due to the uncertainty and all the lockdown and the restrictions, I'm only booked for a month. But the running joke is that I actually have a return flight this time as opposed to not.
I'm glad because I'll get to see you more.
Yeah.
But we hung out in Greece and it was great.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
You took me everywhere in Thessaloniki. My dad's side of the family is from Thessaloniki, but I haven't been there in a while because, you know, when you get older, you just go to Greece less and less. And also, when you're going in the summer, you don't want to be stuck in a city. You go to the beach.
Exactly.
So I really never got to know Thessaloniki, and then I came to visit you, and that was great. You took me places I've never been.
I'm so happy for that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The Thessaloniki it's a hidden gem. It's, well, not so hidden because it's the second largest city in Greece, but you know, it really does have its charm, like we said before.
Yeah.
You know, all the cafeterias, all the little nooks and crannies, the you know, Anapoli is beautiful.
Yeah.
All the different areas.
Yeah. Okay. I want to like turn the conversation a little because I want to ask you about your Greek citizenship. I know that it's a huge process. Everybody I talk to that's done it is like it's a bitch. Like you have to get all this paperwork together. You have to make sure your parents have the correct paperwork.
Oh yeah.
I just want to ask you how the process was like for you. If you can, I know I don't want to take too much time and talk about it, but if you want to summarize
absolutely
the process.
So I was lucky enough to get my taftota and my EU identity card and my Greek citizenship in 2017. August 1st, 2017, I became a Greek citizen.
Nice.
So what I had done, I initially, instead of getting a visa for this program, I was talking to the program directors and I told them, I go, listen, my parents were both born in Greece. It's in the cards for me to get a citizenship. Like, I might as well get it done now. It's a perfect opportunity. So I began the process in the States. Fortunately, my dad had all his paperwork, he had all the paperwork in order here. Birth certificate, marriage certificates, baptism, everything from his side, my mother's side, and my documents. So what I had done, I really kind of managed to do a lot of this on my own, but I could not have done it. I could not have started it without my parents. All the running around and all that I did, you know, going down to town hall, going to Trenton, because we're from Jersey, so I had to go get everything translated. And so all these documents, let me backtrack, have to be translated by a consulate-approved translator. So in New York, thankfully, there's so many.
Yeah.
So I had to get my documents translated. I had to get them approved by the state, apostilles and everything. So I got whatever paperwork I needed stateside, and we actually brought this process to Greece. So I was done within the month, which I think is very unusual and very lucky.
Yeah.
I know some people are in the battle for citizenship, like, okay, those who are living in Greece years, but it takes them 6 months to do it stateside, like 3 minimum.
Yeah.
And it was great because I was lucky my parents were actually going to Greece that summer, so they met me there. I went to Athens with my dad to wherever I had to go. And then from there, we went to the town hall, and they processed me. They put me into the system, and then I got my photo taken and went to the police station.
That's easy. That's awesome.
It was great. Yeah, I was super lucky. We did run into bumps though, because the small little hiccup was that when my mom had moved as a kid, her documents, she was lost in the system.
Damn, really?
So that was like the only hiccup. I did say that my dad had all the paperwork in order, but that was the little hiccup that we found, but they were able to figure it out in Greece.
How'd you get lost in the system?
So when they had moved from from Larissa to Katowice and then to the States, she kind of just poof,
Oh, wow.
vanished in the
Yeah.
system.
Because they're probably all paper documents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So actually, it's kind of awful. It's kind of scary because
Yeah.
they had just started the transition from paper to electronic.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Like 2016,
Took a
2017.
really long time.
We went to town to the Vimos. So I'm registered in Thessaloniki.
Mm-hmm.
And we walk into the town hall and there's stacks of paper
Oh my
everywhere.
God.
Everywhere. And the poor guy was sitting there. It was probably August. Everyone's getting ready to go on vacation for like a Davos or whatever. And he was sitting with stacks of paper. My mom was like, how do they get anything done
See,
here?
that's what I'm saying. Like, for us in the United States, this is not a thing. This is never an issue.
Everything's electronic. Like,
yeah. I mean, we have problems in our government, but not like to that extent.
Listen, I think the Greeks are just like severely outdated.
All
their systems are outdated. Yeah. Thank God they're getting there. It's a slow and steady process, but they have made a lot of jumps throughout the years, like recently.
I mean, it's very necessary. I don't even
absolutely.
know how you can get anything done without things being on a computer and searchable.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
crazy.
there was, if there's a flood or a fire, documents vanish.
Oh my God. Well, yeah.
People
that's what
vanish.
Happens. Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's why I know that a lot of Greek people, we are not able to trace back. Like in America, if you've had like 16 generations, you can trace back a lot. But in Greece, it's almost impossible. I mean, some of my family comes from Asia Minor. And so there's really no paperwork.
There's no paperwork
From there over here.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
I'm very lucky that, my parents were born there. They came, they had all their documents. Besides the small
they got married
hiccup,
here, right?
They did get married in the States.
Yeah.
So whatever documents had to be translated, I got that done. And, everything from naturalization papers. And then my mom's name was different because her maiden name was different from her married name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in Greece they don't do that.
They don't do that.
She's still gonna be
her maiden
name.
Yeah.
Kalaboka. So corn farmers, guess where we're from? Central Greece.
Yeah.
Larsa.
Do you think that like Greek Americans should do the citizen process?
Yeah, I really do think that, if they have the opportunity to do it, get it done. I know for us, for women and females, it's very easy.
Yeah.
Especially if you're first, second generation, go for it, because
the guys, like my brothers, they could, but then they would have to do the army. Exactly.
So Greece does have the mandatory service.
Yeah.
But the months that they have to serve now have decreased throughout the years. Now it's 9 months. And for a Greek living abroad, a person of Greek descent living permanently abroad, they have to serve like 3 months, which
that's
at that point exactly.
Take a
you go for this spring, get out, and then you have the summer there.
I actually think it's a good idea for guys to do it because it's something that you're doing for your country. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I think it's a good thing. I know in Israel girls serve, women serve too. So I think that's great.
Yeah. Something I really think it brings you closer to your roots.
Yeah.
And it's also very convenient. I mean, I was there.
The citizenship, not the military.
The citizenship. I'm sorry. Yes. It's convenient to have, with my Greek ID card. I'm able to travel freely within the EU.
Yeah.
I'm able to work in the EU without, a work visa or anything like that. So
it's really cool.
From a very practical standpoint, it's definitely good to have.
Yeah. Especially since you don't know where your life is going to take you.
Exactly.
You're still young.
I was going to say that too. So who knows your path, even if you work for an international company and they can put you in a field office abroad and you won't have to go through any of that visa process and all that.
Did you used to visit Greece often when you were younger?
Yeah. So, growing up, we are a very big family. So we are 6 people, 4 kids. My parents tried their best to, bring us to Greece every other summer. So every other summer we tried going. Sometimes we would take 2-3 years in between, but I'm consider myself very lucky to have experienced Greece from a young age. And I do have a lot of aunts and uncles, cousins. My grandparents are there, so we still have that connection is very alive and well. It's very vibrant there. So I think when you have family there,
It's easier.
It's easier. You feel a tie to Greece.
Yeah. There's a reason to really go every year.
Exactly. It's not just like another beach.
Yeah.
Or a paralia. You're just. I mean, we grew up running around in the Choryo, like...
Yeah. Same. Do you, notice your Greek Americans going less and less every year for the summer? Just because they have work or it's expensive?
Yeah, so I actually have realized that. It's interesting that you bring that up because... So my cousin is a few years older than me and she hadn't been to Greece in a very long time. But I think that's also, we grow up. It's harder to plan family vacations. People are away at college. They're away at, school, internships. And then eventually you start working and you're kind of like,
Yeah.
oh no, like shit, where'd all this time go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have realized that people aren't going to Greece as much. But the friends that I've spoken to are making it a priority now.
That's awesome.
Because,
That's good to hear.
they'll go back after 5 years and they'll be like, damn, I really miss this place, and I'm gonna make it a priority.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that same way too. I wanted to go this year, but for the summer, but Corona. But it's okay. Next year.
Yeah.
I think
Corona really.
I think it is important though for Greek Americans to keep going to Greece.
I think so.
You tie yourself to your home country.
Yeah.
I mean, I think language is very important. I think culture is very important.
The culture.
And I think learning things from your past, it gives you a different way of looking at your life in general. So, I don't know. I think we're lucky that we're Greek American.
I love being Greek.
We have the best of both worlds. I mean, for me, I'm happy that I grew up in the United States. I think Greece just doesn't have that many opportunities as America has, as the United States. But I am really, really happy that I'm Greek just because I have this whole background. So actually, that's something that, when I was younger, I didn't want. I loved going to Greece because it was really nice, but I felt like an outsider in the American community because I was Greek American. But as I got older, I'm like, this is actually really important. But then after college, it became really hard for me because you leave your community, you move away, and where I went, there wasn't that many Greek people. So I feel like I lost the Greek
connection.
aspect. Yeah, but it is important to me. I do want to raise my kids Greek and get married to a Greek person or Greek American if possible. But yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting that you did it. You went to Greece.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself living there forever?
I'm so blessed and lucky to have two places to call home.
Yeah.
So,
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, it's a constant battle. I tell my friends all the time. They see me coming and going from the States, back and forth Greece. It is hard because at the end of the day, I'll never feel whole again.
Yeah.
Because I've given,
Yeah.
There's such a special place in my heart for Greece.
Half of your heart is in Greece and half of it is in the United States.
And I tell them all the time, I'm in a constant state of limbo.
Yeah.
Floor is lava. I do see myself having a really good life there, but I do see myself having a great life here as well. And obviously, from an economic standpoint, I think if Greece had more opportunities for work and all that, I think the Greek lifestyle draws me more than the American.
Yeah.
And I think just being there and living there, and not just experiencing the summer, but, fall, winter, and spring as well, which are beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
It made the picture so much better.
Mm-hmm.
The picture I had of Greece, and, everything just came together like a nice little puzzle. But yeah, I don't know. It's something that I've been dealing with and struggling with, is because I am getting older. I'd like to have a family. I want to get married. I want to have a family and have a career that will allow me to almost have the best of both worlds,
Mm-hmm.
which is my ultimate goal, is to, have both Greece and the States in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But,
Yeah. But you know
I guess
what?
we'll see.
The thing is that you're American no matter where you go, and
Yeah.
and it's like you can always have a piece of that in you. And I think that your family is going to be there. Like, they're going to be in Greece, they're going to visit.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I see it from that aspect
Yeah.
as well.
But also you don't know where life is going to take you.
Exactly.
But it's really amazing though, just to see it, Greek Americans wanting to go to Greece and living. That's something so cool, and something that it's so weird because our parents come here
Yeah.
to get away
And
from Greece
we're running there.
and we go there.
Just to get a little piece of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing though.
My time in Thessaloniki was amazing. I think about it and I light up because,
I know, I see it right
it's
now.
just like, I don't know.
That's so great.
I actually met Greek Americans who were there, and they became part of my parea and our crew, and,
That's cool.
some I actually knew from connections here in the States, and we ended up meeting over there. And it's
That's
like, oh my
crazy.
gosh, you're here! Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh,
So
God, that's so awesome.
it was really nice to see. Some people were there, even hiatus from work. They just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to go and learn the language and experience Greece.
Mm-hmm. That's what my brother did.
Outside of the summer.
Yeah, that's what my brother did.
Yeah,
I mean, well,
and
it was
it's
in the
amazing.
summer, but he just backpacked throughout Greece.
Which is awesome because
Yeah.
I feel like as a Greek American, you go, especially if you have family still in Greece, you go where your family is.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe if you're lucky, you get to, experience an island or, a different part.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the years, you're going to the same
Yeah,
places.
you're going to your Choreo.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think it's really important to kind of get to know other areas, explore.
Greece is very rich. We have so many
beautiful.
different kinds of people that we don't even know. I mean, all of northern Greece is from Asia Minor. We have so much culture
Greece
from there.
is amazing.
Yeah, and it's completely different than the islands.
And the Peloponnese and Stera Lava,
Yeah.
it's amazing. There's mountains and rivers
I know.
and
You can go skiing.
waterfalls, skiing,
Yeah.
rafting, like
It's cool.
it's
great.
amazing.
There's so much of Greece.
Lakes.
You have a little of everything, and there's so much to
beautiful.
explore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every weekend, it was something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel super lucky to have been able to experience this, because something that you did say earlier is that people do talk about, they joke about it. Oh, I'm going to run away. I'm going to move to Greece. Ha ha. I actually did it, and I don't regret it at all. And I think that if you are a Greek American, if you're Philhellene, you just love Greece, because I did experience people who actually are American, they went and they loved it, and they, down the road, they would love to have family vacations there, have a house there.
Yeah.
My boss is from Jersey. My boss back at ACT was from Jersey.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not a Greek American. She got married to a Greek, she
Oh, cool.
and fully embraced this culture. And I have so many friends who are in my program who have come back, and they'd say, I'm going to find my way back to Greece one day.
For me, when I see non-Greeks embrace Greek culture like that,
It warms my heart.
me too. I love it.
It makes me so happy.
I love it. Like, I'm so shocked and surprised, but I love it. I'm just like, that's so great, because I think we do in America have a problem where we are assimilating into the American culture
Yeah.
too much. Like we're losing our culture, whether it's like through intermarrying or just, just it's easier to just be one
Yeah,
thing, to just
stepping
be
away from the church, stepping away
American.
from the
Yeah.
Greek school,
Yeah.
and
Yep, all
all
of
things
that.
that make us who we are. And I
Yeah.
think it's very important, especially in America, especially in these times, to hold on to whatever culture we have left.
Yeah.
Greece is going through its issues of its own,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think
But that's why we're needed.
exactly, the
you know?
Greeks abroad are, our kinotita, our community is so strong.
Yeah. And it's
And
so important.
it's important, and I pray that it remains this strong, because this is what we need. We need to bring the Greeks back to Greece.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's such a shame. There's so many young people, because of what's going on economically and other factors. There's kids our age who it's the brain drain. Like they're
Yep.
dying to get out of Greece because there's no opportunity there.
Yeah.
Educated individuals who have
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
But slowly, I really do believe that they're returning.
Yeah. I think so too. I think that's a good note.
Yeah.
Should we end here?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me,
Yeah,
Maria.
thanks for coming, Christina. And good luck in Greece, and I can't wait to come visit you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be waiting. We'll have the bugatsa, Thessaloniki style.
And a frappe.
Oh, yeah.
Or a freddo.
Freddo cappuccino.
So, Ari, what did you think of this week's episode?
Well, I think it was really cool to hear things from Christina's perspective, the perspective of someone who spent their whole life in America and now is living in Greece.
Same. I thought it was really interesting, and she brought up some really, really good points. And it seems that she loves it a lot. And, I don't blame her, because I think if I was in that situation, I would also love it. Could you ever imagine doing what she's doing, just moving to a new country, Greece or somewhere else?
Maybe. It really honestly just depends like where life takes me, where my opportunities take me. If there were opportunities that would arise, I think like it would be something I would probably take. I liked a lot of the things that Christina had to say about her experience and how she like really like promoted the lifestyle there.
I actually lived in Hungary, in Budapest, Hungary for a year. I mean, even though it wasn't Greece, it was a European country, and it was amazing to live there and to be amongst the Hungarians and to learn their culture. And it was really cool to be in a Central European country, because I got to travel to so many other countries. Vienna, Austria is right there, Croatia.
Yeah, no, I think that's really cool that you did that, and I think living in a foreign country would be a really good fit for you, even if it's just like a short period of time. You're like an adventurous person, someone who likes to travel around and experience new cultures. I could definitely see you living abroad at some point in your life.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I'm just glad that I got the chance to interview Christina and learn about her experience in Thessaloniki. Yeah, and all right, I'll catch you on the next episode.
Yeah, see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Greek Americans podcast. If you like our show and want to know more, check out our Instagram page @Greek Americans Podcast. And please rate and leave us a review wherever you're listening.